Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for BGG. I'm sitting down with Ted Alsbeck of Bezier Games. Hello, Ted.
Hi, Beth.
You brought us Terra.
I did. I brought Terra. I'm very excited about Terra.
You brought the whole world.
We are releasing, yes, the whole world should be excited about the world. This is the first time the English version is available.
Excellent.
It was published last year in German. It's a Freedom and Freeze game, and there's a German version of it last year. Unfortunately, it's very, very text heavy. And so it really wasn't very playable by non-German speaking people.
We looked at the German version and said, wow, this looks great, and I wish I could read it.
Yeah. So we're very, very excited. It's a follow-up to a game that came out in I think it was 2008 called Fauna, which was a trivia party type game that Friedemann did about animals. Similar sort of idea, you have the world and it would give you a card and it would say, hey, where does this animal live and how long is its tail and how fast does it run, things like that. But it was all about animals, and well, that's fun. This is kind of more general information and geographic information. Right. It's about places, and it's about things that are in places. So it's a little more accessible that way, and it's super fun. And the really nice thing is, even if you don't know geography or if you don't know that much in general, you can still have fun with this because you get to soak up points from people who do know. So let's say that you know everything and I know almost nothing.
Awesome.
Probably the case.
I like this plan.
If you decide that you think something is located in, let's say, Brazil, I'm going to look and go, you know what, that's smart. She knows something's in Brazil. I can then place some items around Brazil and actually get some points, basically kind of leeching off of your knowledge. And in some cases, I can do that to the extent that I might even get more points than you because you're busy trying to figure out the answers to some other things or something, possibly. So that's the basic gist of the game. It's general knowledge, it's a party game, it's trivia, it plays up to 6 people. It plays in less than 30 minutes.
Well, and let's show one of the cards here so people get an idea of perhaps some of the knowledge that they might be asked to know. Okay. Here, I'll put out a little selection of 3 here. There we go.
Okay. So these are good examples. If you see a red border, that's considered one that's a hard one. That's one that the majority of people, at least for our testing, probably don't know most of the answers to, or they have a very vague idea. The other ones, some people probably have a better idea of what those things might be. The game's going to start. Let me just pull this away here so give people a little better idea. This is the camera. Okay. Each card, you're only going to see the top part of each card, so you don't get to see the rest of it. So in this case, it says, this is the country with the most earthquakes. And so think in your head, what is the country with the most earthquakes?
Right, so maybe, I'm going to pretend I hadn't seen the bottom of that, so I might be like, maybe West Coast of the US.
West Coast, maybe it's somewhere in South America, maybe it's in Asia. I don't know, I'll cover it this way, it's a little easier to see. So that's one thing, it's like, what is the country? Where in the world is that thing? So that's one thing you have to figure out. Another thing you want to figure out, in this case, it says, where was the strongest earthquake? I'm sorry, what year was the strongest earthquake in? So there was the strongest earthquake ever recorded, it was a certain year, what year was that? Could have been back in BC, it could have been 2010, who knows? Someone knows, probably, and the card has the answer, of course. And then finally, this one says the average number of earthquakes per year that there are. Like, how many earthquakes are there per year? Like 5, 1,000, 1 billion, I don't know. But those are 3 different things we're trying to find. So the way this is going to work, let me move these other cards out of the way for right now so people can kind of see what's going to happen with this.
I'm going to move them into the place where we can see them.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Like that so they can see the questions that are there. Let's say it's my turn to go first. I can choose to answer any one of those 3 things by placing a cube somewhere on the board. If I want to choose the location, I'll place it here in the world someplace. So let's say I went with West Coast because, again, I think you're really smart. So I would go West Coast. Then it's your turn. You can then answer one of those 3 places. You could pick another location, or you could pick one of the other questions here.
I see. So maybe I'll...
the actual
so we'll say strongest earthquake, I'll say turn of the century in 1900.
Okay, and you actually put it between the 2 numbers there.
Got it.
Like that. If it is 1900, then either one of those spots counts as being correct. So the interesting thing about this is we're going to take turns going back and forth. The more people you have, the more people are going to be placing cubes out there. Answering any of those things. I can, if I wasn't sure about this, I'm like, maybe it was Mexico. I could go there. Or I'm not sure, maybe it was Brazil, I could go there. Or if I feel really sure about that, I can hedge my bets by placing cubes around the area that I initially picked. Once we're all done placing cubes, we're going to end up scoring that everything that's correct is going to give you 7 points. So if you're correct here, you get 7 points. If I'm correct here, I get 7 points. If you're next to the area that's correct, you get 3 points. So you get 3 cubes next to the correct area, you're actually doing better than the person who picked the correct area. if you're so sure of this one, you might, on your next turn, go, you know what, I'm just going to double down and go there.
Same thing.
And you can keep going, or you can go, you know what, I don't know why I let Ted put the thing there first. I'm sure it's the West Coast. I'm just going to keep building around there and get some more points. And hopefully he won't notice that, and he's going to go try for the actual number of earthquakes. So we'll continue that until either all your cubes are gone or you pass. Now, the reason that you might want to pass, I'm just going to stick a bunch of cubes out here. I think it's actually closer to more recent times here. Let's go up here and there. And we don't let Eric play. There you go. Okay, so we put a bunch of cubes out there. If you don't want to play all your cubes, you don't have to. And that's because if you're totally wrong, your cube gets put aside. It's actually out of the game for one or more rounds.
Oh.
So you are risking a little by just sticking all your cubes out there.
So it might be safer to pass.
It might be safer to pass. You always get at least 3 back. But if you lose them all, then you don't only have like 3 to place as opposed to 5, and the next card might be easy, and you might be able to use up all your cubes. So if you don't know, a lot of times it's wiser to hold on to a couple cubes.
So I feel like there's going to be a big reveal at this point.
This is pretty exciting. So let's go ahead and do it. So the right area is Japan. So only one person picked Japan. That's you. And so
I would get 7 points.
Goes off here. Let's just give you 7 points. These, of course, are no good either. The year was 2011. And you're the one who's going to get that because, again, I was close, but not close enough. And
thanks for seeding me with all the right answers here, you know? That's nice.
And so green's going to get another 3 points. 1, 2, 3.
And you're way off for the number of earthquakes, which was 1,500.
1,500, which is down here. And all 3 of those are wrong, so all those go off. So at the end of the round, you get the ones that are correct back, and you get up to 3 back if you were wrong entirely. So we would actually both have 3 because we did fairly
And would those
poorly
proximity ones come back, the 3-point scoring ones?
Yes, yeah, those
correct
are
enough.
correct. And so they actually work that way.
And what triggers the end of the game?
It's 6, you play 6 cards.
Oh, easy
So any
enough.
6 cards, and you're good. So I don't know what's on the back here. Let's actually play on the back here. So I'll just do it like this.
In the box.
I'll flip around this way. And so we can see what's on here.
Country with the most solar output. Hey, those in the chat could actually play along right now.
Yeah.
Discovery of the photoelectric effect. What year did that happen? And for 2013, the price of gasoline in that country. So we assume the country with the most solar energy output. All right, we'll do speed round here, Ted.
All right. Put up here at 0 because I have no points yet.
Color with the most solar energy output.
You'll see some of the cards actually give you a little clue here. That little compass, that matches the little compass right in the center of the board.
So,
and the shaded area means it's somewhere up here. So it's not going to be in the U.S. or South America or Australia. Those would be very poor guesses. So I'll let you go first.
All right, so I'm going to say desert.
See, in the Gobi Desert, you think somewhere in China they have, because they're all about solar power in China.
I know, right? As they're burning fossil fuels.
Exactly, because they're very environmentally conscious there. I would say that it's going to be probably Germany or Belgium or something.
Well, I'm going to hedge my bet on you.
They're all about, let's do the right thing. What are other things here? Discovery of the photoelectric effect. Who knows what that is? And the other one is the price of gasoline in that country. Again, I'm making the assumption it's Europe. Price of gasoline here is ridiculous.
That's for sure. Which, by the way, we should mention. So this we got a year track, a length and distance tracks, and a number track. So this would just be we probably number here.
And I don't think it's $1,000 a gallon, but I bet you it's somewhere between $5 and $10 a gallon in Europe in general.
I'm gonna hedge my bet on that as well. Sure.
Really? You think it's less? Huh?
Yeah.
Actually, it's more.
Why not?
I don't know.
I'm also going for speed here, Ted, not accuracy.
All right. Clearly.
I know, right?
Discovery of the photoelectric effect. I would have to say that's probably in like the 40s or 50s.
I'm still hedging my bets around you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll say 40s.
All right, big reveal.
All right, let's see. This is exciting.
So the area was Central Europe. So you would get.
So 7 points.
You would get 7 points for Ted, but I would get 9 points because I surrounded you on all 3 sides. Yeah, that is quite lucrative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's not right.
It was discovered in 1839, so you're way off. You're wrong, and was $8. So your middle one is right, but we each get. So you would get 7, and then we'd each get an additional 3.
Right. So I get 10 more. So that takes me to 17, and you get 3 more. 1, 2, 3.
So I win.
Okay, sure.
All right. Well, if anyone is interested in checking that out, that is Terra by Freeman Freeze, but published by Bezier Games, now in English.
Yes, in English. Oh, and there's 300 cards, 300 different cards that come with it. So nearly 6 cards a game. How many games is that, Matt? Do it. You can do it.
I'm here to be the host, not to be
You could play 50 games without ever repeating a card. So that's kind of cool.
All right, well, Ted, thank you so much for bringing us by Terra.
You're welcome.